Two Chinese New Year projects. One is to dust off the Singaporean lion dance head. I don't know if it's for lion dancing, but Singaporean paper mache head, which is very awesome. I'm going to do a separate video on that soon. Or maybe I'll do it in this video. And then here we've got an old t-shirt. Actually, it's a new t-shirt that my friend Morio made. I do my own experiments using the Thermofax, but that's a different video. And some orange fabric that I acquired during the pandemic. I bought a sheet, washed it, and cut it up. I made a skirt out of it, but I have some left over. And I'm going to make me a tiger using the same doll pattern that I usually use for when I make dolls. But I think it could be super cute. An orange doll with a tail and fabric. And then we have a tiger, a souvenir tiger. Could be fun, right? Okay, talk to you soon. How to make a tiger without a pattern. I'm figuring this out as I go along, but I wanted to give you an update. I had this fabric that was left over from a mask making project. No need to have that anymore. Then I basically cut a number of lengths to represent legs. This is not going to be your typical tiger, by the way. And a number of lengths to represent arms. And then a shape to represent a head and a shape to represent a body. There's no thought, no pre-thought going into this, or not much anyway. We're going to adjust the pieces of fabric as we go forward. And I have several that I have started and cut this way. We'll see how far I get. Here I've stitched all the arms and legs together on one side. This is because when I sew the stripes onto the fabric, I want the stripes to be continuous. And if I have an extra seam here, then it just makes it easier for it to be continuous. So then I'll sew the stripes on and then try to begin and end at the same point so that I will actually have continuity, but it won't matter so much because these will be on the insides. So these are the arms and legs. And for the stripes, I'm using t-shirt fabric because t-shirt fabric does not fray. And I happen to have a black t-shirt. We did some silk screening with the Thermofax. I do my own experiments. Very cute. Anyway, this has been sitting around for a while. Nobody ever wore it, and so I can use it to get my stripes. Here's the first one. Now I'm going to trim it and turn it inside out. But maybe I'll do a whole bunch of them first. Okay, just some action shots here. We are sewing. Okay, now tails. So for the tail, I'm going to fold them in. You can't see me folding as I do it, but I'll talk through it. It's kind of small with the bulk of the t-shirt fabric. It's okay, so it looks like this. And now I'm going to put it on zigzag. So decent zigzag. And I am going to zigzag my way to the end of the tail. But I let one edge of the zigzag stitch fall over the side. Oh, I think I need a wider zigzag. Okay, that should be good. Here we go. I'll show you what this does at the end. Oopsie. For those of you who think like, whoa, going straight to production without prototyping, we have this discussion here. It's about doing something fun and just having unique products. Because this tail is a little funny too. And celebrating the imperfection that comes with all of that. You can always make it better next year or in 12 years. Okay, I'm going to go backwards. Okay, so this is what the tail looks like. So this will open up because I've gone over the edge. Of course, I have to figure out how to open it up. I think I'm going to get something really narrow and push it down there, something that'll fit. So I have some skewers that might work. Could put 2 skewers in. But anyway, let me work on the rest of the tails first, and then I will be able to do that. Okay, here is a tail. So you can get a little close up on the stitching. Zigzag. Look at that. And so now I've got 2 skewers. I'm going to try to puff up the zigzag, putting the skewers in. Then I'll rotate it or something. First, I gotta get them in. Hopefully they'll go in without too much trouble. Even if it doesn't, it's not that big a deal. So it's more than 2 skewers. See, so it's not puffing up. So I'm going to get a 3rd skewer. Okay, and see if the 3rd one will make it puff up, open out. I actually want to do it on the side that's not the stitching. Okay, so this might be making it do it a little bit, not very much. 4th skewer, wow. You might say, ooh, it's gonna rip. One might say that. One might be right. Hopefully not. Maybe if we put it in the center. Oh. Let's see how this one. I don't know, what do you think? Good enough, good enough. We don't have tons of time now. The next one. And one right here. Oh, see, this is great. This one's working. I don't know if it'll go all the way out to the end, though. Let's do just 2 all the way to the end. I might even be able to take a little stuffing. I might try to do that. Oh, look at that. I was still trying to put it through. There. Okay, great. That's 3. I don't think that we need the whole length of the tail, by the way, because I think it would be really long. Well, that would be funny, wouldn't it? To have like a tiger with a tail that's like really, really, really long. Okay. 4 tails. Great. Next, we turn, trim, and stuff the arms and legs. So usually when you're turning, you cut these notches so that it doesn't bunch up. But I think because I am creating something that's gonna be 3-dimensional, I'm okay with turning it. I wonder if I have to turn it with the back of this. What if this is too big? The front pokey part. Yeah, I might need to get something like a spoon. It has a little bit of more of a rounded edge. But this is basically how you turn it. You use something that you can ease it along with. Okay, and I can already see that my my limbs are not matching so well. It doesn't matter. Handmade, right? Okay. Yeah. Not matching in a big way. Okay, so that's this side. Two of them matched, 2 of them didn't. That's nature. Nothing's perfect in nature, right? They also will be on the insides, right? So these will be the outside part of the leg. So I think that's okay. Just going to do the same for all 4 limbs on each one. And we have some lovely stuffing here. Stuffing! Once you buy a big bag of stuffing, you've got it forever, unless you do a lot of stuffing. So this is the stuffing. Fiberfill, they call it. So you just pull a piece, and then you take your little pokey thing, and you poke it down into the leg. See, the pokey thing is too sharp, so it's I'll get a spoon, and then I'll just poke it in with the spoon, and we'll get little chubby legs. There is the first leg. Cute, right? Okay, now let's do 11 more. Here we have it. All of the limbs have been stuffed. The tails have been turned, and now we have to attach the heads to the bodies and prepare to sew the sides of the stuffies. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be right sides together and just finding the point at which it works, and then flipping it up for now on all 4. One's a little off, so I'm gonna narrow it here and pull this down a little bit so that it'll have a better meat. The reason it's that off is because I had not planned on doing them separately, and I had sewn the sides together, so I ended up having to chop the side off, and I chopped that side off too. So here it is. It's looking super cute, and I've just realized I probably should put a few of these lines on the face too, so that we can include that in the tiger effect. But look at it. Oh my God, isn't it adorable? Backs and once I have that done, then backs to fronts. Oh, actually sew these on in place, and then backs to fronts, which is a little tricky. And then we're done. Okay. Okay, here they are. And now it's time to start working on getting them together. So the way I usually do this when it's a humanoid, I stitch the legs to the wrong side of the body, no, to the right side. So I sandwich the legs on the inside and I stitch across the bottom. And then I sandwich these like this and stitch up the sides. And then I turn it all inside out. Actually, do I stitch across the bottom or do I stitch across the top? I'm not really sure. I have to figure this out as I go because I forgot. Because I think I want this whole top to be nicely stitched, which means that doing the rest at the bottom would make sense. Leaving the opening at the bottom would make sense. So that is what I'm going to do. Hey, look at it! Look at it! It's so cute. Okay, so now I've done this. When I try to sandwich these legs between this body, you can see the problem I will have, right? It's going to be so chubby. And to add to that, I have to stitch the arms on too. So it's going to be like quadruple sandwiching. And that's the hardest part of this project, is to do that, to not get everything caught in it when you stitch that up, and then to be able to turn it. Okay, let's see how this goes. I've sewed the legs on and the arms on. Now I'm going to sew the body on, starting over here and going up and around, and then later on I'll stitch the legs, the whole body, after I've stuffed it, of course. This is where it's a little tricky. So I sewed the head together first because I knew that this back part would be a problem. So now I'm going to, and then I sewed down the side of one of the edges. I'm going to shove the legs into the head so that I can have some room to stitch this last edge, which will be a little tricky because it is so tight a fit. And here you can watch me as I do this. I'm going to push the legs into the head. Gymnastics tiger. See how tight a fit this is? Wow, that is such a tight fit. I don't think it's actually gonna go. We just need to get this side stitched. Wow. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I am going to stitch as much of the side as I can. Oh, I know. I don't even have to stuff those legs in because I'm going to be turning it. Oh, that's awesome. Great. I think in the past I used to stuff it in, but I realize now I don't need to do that. Hooray. Hooray. Okay. This is great. Okay. I think I may have gotten the wrong body for this head, but oh well, too bad. Things got a little mixed up in there. This is great. I love making these dolls. I had forgotten how easy and how much fun they were to make. Okay, almost there. So, let's see. I have to check that these stitches got done okay. Look, there's a little bit of a disconnect here, which will show up when we try to turn it and stuff it. So, gotta fix that. And also, it's gonna be a weak spot right here where the neck is. it doesn't hurt. Like, I'm all okay with double stitching. Great. So this is what it looks like unturned. Now what's going to happen is if I turn it without clipping these seams, I am going to have some serious pulling right here. So that's what we do next, which it does sort of give it the chance of being weaker in that corner, but there's no way around that. You have to trust. And then there's a little bit of clipping here and a little bit of clipping here. Okay, just adjusting my camera a little. And then we clip around here. Usually they do like this. They do a little notch, because the notch, when you do like this, it's not going to bunch up. Okay, so we do a couple of notches, and then I got something planned for these ears, which I think could be super cute, but that will be later. Okay, right? So good luck to us. Let me do some folds on this side, some cuts. Okay. Alrighty. Pulling, pulling, pulling. I need that skewer. Here's the skewer. Okay. Oh, super cute. This makes it all worthwhile. And to think I didn't have time to make one for myself. Oh, I love it. Even though in its own incomplete, uncoordinated way, it is such a cute little tiger. Tiger kitty. And again, oh, I forgot to clip here. See, that's what I mean. Oh, it's worth it to clip. Go back and clip it, clip it, clip it. Because otherwise I could say that's the first one, and it's more valuable that way because it was the first, right? We know how this works, guys. Collectibles, hello. Okay, right here. See right here? I'm just going to do like this. Okay. And then we turn. So now I gotta get this thing through this little neck, scrawny neck. Tug, 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 tug. Okay, now you can see that was actually a good experience because now you can see that this is good. Now, normally I would iron it. I'm not gonna iron it because I don't have any time. Taking that ironing board out is kind of a eh. And anyway, I just don't want to. Now I'm going to stuff. Ooh. Stuff. 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 Oh, this is so cute. And what I love about it is that the making of this thing, there is a whole story behind it. I have to make it for a gift basket for the Long Beach Qingdao Association. it gave me the opportunity to do something fun and super cute, super cute. And used up some of my old fabric too. My old but unused fabric. Because I know there's some people who have issues with old and used. Although the sustainability people, not so much. So far so good. Now we just stitch across the bottom. We could hand sew it if we want, so that it doesn't show as much. But I'll just use a straight stitch with the sewing machine. Ooh, this is a little chubby. I don't think I can leave. I don't think I want to put so much in it. Okay. Whatevs. Everything falling down. So the only thing I think is I should make this last stitch be the back of the tiger, because having it be in the front, you see all the ugliness. You know, this should be hand stitched. I'm gonna hand stitch it. It's fine. So let's see what we got here. Oh my god, so cute, so cute. Oh, and we still have a tail and a face to put on. Here it is, each one different. This is the front, because this is where the face will go. And I have to tack that down and add the tail. And then the face will go last, because just in case I don't have time. Then I'll say it's a DIY, add your face. Here's the status, one down. It's not going to have a tail. It's not going to have a face because no time for that. We're on a time crunch and I just have to finish the last three. When you sew it, you want to sew it the legs to the front so that the stitching goes on the back. This is the first one I made, and so the stitching's going on the front, which will make it a little less beautiful, but also more valuable. They are 4 tigers. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 new member gift baskets. Super cute, super cute. Tigers, 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 and tigers.